golf, the term par is the number of strokes is expected to complete on a hole. Typically, you'll see a par 3, 4, or 5. It's really only the ones you'll see. The average amount of strokes it takes to complete a hole is a par. What does that have to do with the stock market? Well, we're going to talk all about that on this quick episode here with the Parfessor. But what is over par? What is under par? Well, under par is a birdie. Could even be an eagle, and we have videos dedicated to that if you don't understand where I'm at. Over par is a bogey, a double bogey, and it gets worse and worse. Somewhere in between is the par, and the Parfessor loves to live right in that spot. We have to understand, where did this term come from? Before we do, let's tag on to the definition of a par. A hole can be a par 3, a par 4, or a par 5. But the course scorecard will tally those up for the par of the course, which is typically in a 70 to 72 range. I'm going to make that clear because some people get confused. The official word par entered golf lexicon in 1911 when the USGA put it into play. But the word itself, well, it goes a little bit further than that. Generally, the term par was used when talking about stocks, as in a stock may be above or below its normal, its par figure. That's the big takeaway out of this, according to the USGA. So I'm not just making this up. For the golf purposes, the USGA defined par as the score that an expert golfer would be expected to make for a given hole. Prior to this, bogey was actually more used in golf terms in the early 1800s and 1900s. Eventually, they decided that par should be identified as the ideal score for that given hole, while bogey would be a term used to describe the score for recreational plays would be happy with. Now, they identified the yardage as par in 1911 for par 3s up to par 6s, but then in 1917 we saw that change. Now, par value is a term still used in the stock market, which since the first time the company makes a stock share available for sale, it is known as a public offering, or IPO. A par value is a specialized term used in economics and finance that refers to the original value of a stock or bond when it was first sold. So taking that concept and bringing it into the golf world in the 1900s really does make sense. You got rich entrepreneurs, you got people with money that are playing golf. That's really just how it worked back then. It wasn't until the late 1900s, early 1910s, when the concept of par emerged among golfers and decided to take over the world, and it's pretty much a term we have to use today. Now, as the Parfessor, I pretty much took it and ran with it, and hopefully you ran with this quick, affordable video here on YouTube. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, paying it forward. That's going to do it for our list. Keep a lookout for more videos to come. This is the Parfessor, an independent golf channel focused on fun, affordable golf in your area. If you're not watching, go make a par today or under par.